Imagine you're trapped inside a sealed glass jar. You try to push it, you pull it, nothing works. Now, imagine a creature with no bones, no hands, and no tools. Yet within minutes, it calmly twists the lid open and escapes. Sounds impossible? But this isn't science fiction. It's something an octopus has done in real life. For centuries, humans believed intelligence belonged mostly to mammals like dolphins, elephants, and apes. But hidden deep beneath the ocean lives a creature that has been quietly proving us wrong. An animal with 3 hearts, blue blood, and a brain so unusual that scientists are still trying to understand how it works. Some researchers even describe the octopus as the closest thing we have to an alien intelligence on Earth. So, how can an animal with no bones solve puzzles, escape locked tanks, recognize patterns, and sometimes even outsmart the people studying it? Today, we're diving into one of nature's greatest mysteries, the hidden genius of the octopus. And by the end of this video, you may never look at the ocean the same way again. Introduction. At first glance, an octopus doesn't look intelligent at all. It has a soft body, 8 flexible arms, and huge curious eyes. There's no protective shell, no sharp teeth like a shark, no powerful muscles like a whale. In fact, it seems surprisingly vulnerable. But nature had a different plan. Instead of giving the octopus strength, it gave it something far more powerful, a remarkable mind. Scientists have discovered that an octopus has around 500 million neurons, about as many as a dog. But here's the strange part. Those neurons aren't all inside its brain. Nearly 2/3 of them are spread throughout its arms. That means each arm can sense, explore, and react almost independently. Imagine if your hands could solve problems on their own, without waiting for instructions from your brain. It sounds impossible, yet for an octopus, it's completely normal. This is one of the reasons scientists consider it one of the most extraordinary animals ever studied. And this is only the beginning, because what this incredible creature can do next is even more unbelievable. But intelligence isn't measured by how big a brain is, it's measured by what that brain can do. And that's where the octopus becomes truly unbelievable. Several years ago, aquarium staff noticed something strange. Every morning, one particular fish had disappeared. There were no broken tanks, no signs of theft. Everything looked completely normal. At first, no one could explain the mystery. So the staff decided to install cameras. What they discovered shocked everyone. Late at night, an octopus quietly squeezed its soft body through a tiny opening in its tank. It slowly crawled across the floor, reached the neighboring fish tank, opened the lid just enough, caught a fish, and then calmly returned to its own tank before anyone arrived the next morning. It wasn't luck. It wasn't an accident. It was planning. The octopus had memorized the route, solved the problem, and repeated the same strategy again and again. This is exactly why scientists don't see the octopus as just another sea creature. They see it as an expert problem solver. In laboratory experiments, octopuses have been given locked containers with food hidden inside. Some learned how to twist open jars in just a few minutes. Even more surprising, when they faced the same puzzle again, they solved it much faster. That means they weren't just guessing, they were learning from experience. And learning is one of the clearest signs of intelligence. But perhaps the most incredible part is how an octopus escapes, unlike humans. It doesn't need a key, it doesn't need to break anything. If its beak, the only hard part of its body, can fit through a small hole, the rest of its body can usually squeeze through as well. That's why some octopuses have escaped from aquariums through tiny pipes that looked far too small. Imagine locking a door, only to discover the next morning that the animal simply slipped through a gap no bigger than a coin. It sounds impossible. Yet for an octopus, it's just another challenge to solve. And this is only one side of its genius. Because in the next part, you'll discover a superpower that almost looks like magic. The ability to disappear right in front of your eyes. Imagine you're swimming in the ocean, you look directly at a rock, nothing seems unusual. Then suddenly, the rock opens its eyes and starts swimming away. No, it wasn't a rock. It was an octopus, one of the greatest survival experts on Earth. Unlike most animals, an octopus doesn't simply hide behind objects. It becomes the object. Within a fraction of a second, it can completely change its color, its pattern, and even the texture of its skin, smooth like sand, rough like coral, or bumpy like a rock. It's one of the most advanced camouflage systems ever discovered in nature. But here's what makes it even more incredible. An octopus is believed to be colorblind. So how can an animal that likely doesn't see colors perfectly match the colors around it so accurately? Scientists are still trying to answer that question. Some believe its skin can actually sense light, helping it blend into its surroundings in ways we still don't fully understand. And camouflage isn't just for hiding. Sometimes, the octopus uses it to hunt. It stays perfectly still until an unsuspecting crab or fish swims close enough. Then, in less than a second, it strikes. The prey never sees it coming. But that's not all. Some octopus species can even imitate other animals. They don't just change their appearance, they change their behavior too. They can move like a venomous sea snake, flatten themselves to resemble a poisonous fish, or imitate other dangerous sea creatures to scare away predators. Imagine having the ability to become someone else. Whenever your life depends on it, that's exactly what an octopus can do. It's not magic, it's evolution at its finest. And just when you think this creature couldn't get any smarter, it reveals another unbelievable ability. It can actually use tools. A skill once thought to belong only to humans and a few highly intelligent animals. For a long time, humans believed that using tools was a sign of advanced intelligence. We thought only humans, some apes, a few birds, and perhaps dolphins could plan ahead and use objects to solve problems. Then, scientists looked closer at the octopus, and everything changed. On the ocean floor, researchers watched one particular species collecting empty coconut shells. At first, it didn't make much sense. The shells looked heavy. Carrying them took time and energy. Why would an octopus bother? The answer came later. When danger appeared, the octopus quickly placed the two shell halves together, slipped inside, and turned them into a safe hiding place. It wasn't building a home by accident. It was carrying protection for the future. In other words, it was planning ahead. That's one of the clearest signs of intelligence. Because planning means thinking about a problem before the problem even happens. And the surprises don't end there. In different experiments, scientists gave octopuses puzzles they had never seen before. Some learned by carefully exploring every corner. Others tried a completely different strategy. They remembered what worked, ignored what failed, and became faster each time. Instead of repeating mistakes, they improved, just like humans do when learning a new skill. But perhaps the most fascinating thing is the way an octopus explores the world. It doesn't simply look at an object, it touches it. Every arm is covered with hundreds of powerful suckers. These suckers don't just help it hold things. They can taste, feel, and collect information at the same time. Imagine if every one of your fingers could smell, taste, and think while touching something. That's the world an octopus lives in. Every movement gives it new information. Every object becomes a puzzle waiting to be solved. The deeper scientists study this incredible creature, the more questions they discover. Because the octopus doesn't behave like any other animal. It seems to solve problems, learn from experience, plan for the future, and adapt to almost any situation. So maybe the greatest mysteries isn't whether an octopus is intelligent. The real mystery is, just how intelligent is it? After everything you've seen, the puzzles, the escapes, the camouflage, and the incredible problem solving, you might expect the octopus to live for decades. But here's one final surprise. It doesn't. Most octopus species live for only 1 to 5 years. That's all. An animal capable of solving complex problems, learning from experience, and adapting to almost any situation gets only a few short years to explore the world. And its story becomes even more heartbreaking. After a mother octopus lays her eggs, she guards them day and night. She stops hunting. She barely moves. For months, her entire focus is protecting her babies from predators. She gently cleans each egg, keeping them safe until the very last moment. When the eggs finally hatch, the tiny baby octopuses swim away into the open ocean, alone. The mother never gets the chance to watch them grow. Soon after they hatch, her life comes to an end. It's one of nature's most extraordinary sacrifices, a reminder that intelligence isn't measured only by solving puzzles. Sometimes it's also found in survival, adaptation, and sacrifice. Even today, scientists still don't fully understand how the octopus thinks. Its nervous system is unlike almost any other animal on Earth. Every new discovery answers one question, but creates 10 more. That's why many researchers describe the octopus as one of the most mysterious minds in the animal kingdom. So the next time someone asks you, what's the smartest animal in the ocean, don't answer too quickly, because the real genius may not be the biggest or the strongest. It might just be the quiet creature hiding between the rocks, watching everything, waiting thing, an octopus. And perhaps the greatest mystery isn't hidden in deep space. Maybe it's been hiding beneath the waves all along. If you enjoyed discovering the hidden world of animal intelligence, don't forget to subscribe and join us for more incredible stories from nature. Because the animal kingdom is far more intelligent than we ever imagined.